day 4 of our tour of Portugal, and our next stop is Beja. This is the castle in Beja. We are going to work our way to the top. So these are the stairs going up the castle to the top. We're at the top and we're walking around the outside
the castle keep
of the castle. And way down there is the ground. Mike's knees are quivering. We didn't realize it, but we went even higher. And now Mike's whole body's quivering. And then way out in the distance, you can see the agriculture, the almond trees, olive trees, vineyards, and cork. There were just a ton of these stork nests all over. Our next stop was in Évora. The entry to Capela dos Ossos. This chapel of bones came about because there was a cemetery here, and they had to move the cemetery. And there were about, I'd say 5,000 bones that they couldn't identify. So they constructed this room full of bones. Take a minute and read this poem. This was a nativity scene constructed of clay. Maria, our local expert, was pretty funny. And here we have the Cathedral of Évora. This is the first statue I've ever seen of the Virgin Mary being pregnant. Wow, look at this pipe organ. I would have loved to have heard it. The remains of a Roman temple. Do you remember in the last one I asked if you knew where cork came from? Well, it comes from the cork tree. Portugal is the largest producer of cork. It takes 25 years before you can get your first harvest, but then you can harvest every 7 to 9 years. And a cork tree lives on average 200 years. And besides cork stoppers and cork boards, we saw furniture and shoes and jewelry and purses and a ton of other things made out of cork. And do you remember Maria? She said, well, you can walk on water with the cork shoes because cork is water resistant and floats. This was quite the interesting tour. And now it's time to head to the hotel and grab a bite to eat. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Follow the Sun RVing, and stay tuned for day 5.